the people in the house. Peace to all my we the people in the house. It is another day in you know where. So check it. We're going to talk about the IRS statement. You know what I'm saying, my people? We are going to talk about the IRS statement. Can we talk about the IRS statement? Can we get real with it, my people? Can we talk about the IRS statement, my people? That is what we are getting into. So gather in, all my people, gather in. This is the United States private enterprise free state. In on the check on. So, my people, how are y'all doing? This is another repeat of the same year, same day, same cycle, same minute, same second, because everything is happening right now. We are live right now. The sun is shining right now. My people, are y'all ready for this next now? This next step? Now, I recall that somebody told me that they went into probate, right? And they said that they got their paperwork done. And then later on, maybe a week or 2 weeks later, the person started complaining about something with their leg after they went into probate court. So, probate court, before you even go, you need to go and look at the entire building. Look at all of the symbols on the building before you walk your ass in. Straight up. The reason why I say this is because we're dealing right now with this IRS statement, right? So, the IRS statement, my people, that is that. I just got to read it to you real quick. So, there was an IRS memo that went around, you know, way before half of us was born. So, the memo went something like this: we will not publish or advertise this finding as a total immediate refund, or it would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. Now, we won't mention any names, but there's a class getting ready to go down on that saying. Now, from what, where can I find this quote in the congressional records or Constitution or IRS manual? We will not publish or advertise this finding as a total immediate refund, or it would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. That is the IRS statement. Now, what I found out about the quote that I asked, we will not publish or advertise this finding as a total immediate refund, or it would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. Now, we all know that we're dealing with resources, right? And we're dealing with a Treasury. Probate is part of the Treasury, and so is the Supreme Court, because everybody uses the same Treasury when you're plugged in right. Now, the quote actually appears and doesn't. It appears And it doesn't, all at the same time right now. It does not appear in the US Constitution, the official IRS manuals, IRM, or the congressional record. Searches of official government sources, Constitution, IRS, IRM, congressional records show no credible record of this wording ever existing in any authoritative government text. But there's somebody else saying that it does, and that they have the information on why you should take their class because they saying that they have this information. Should we go further? Number two, to quote, does appear in various documents circulated online. The quote does appear, okay? But these are not official government publications. Versions of this text turn up in alternative media sites and conspiracy oriented documents claiming to summarize a 1985 letter allegedly from IRS Commissioner Roscoe, Roscoe, middle initial L, last name Egger Jr., to district directors. So the letter came from the commissioner at that time in 1985. Okay. And the commissioner's name was Roscoe L. Egger or Egger Jr. And he wrote to the district directors. Okay. The commissioner is writing to the district directors. Now, this version includes lines about the 16th Amendment not being properly ratified and recommending no public announcement of refunds. Okay, so if you go back and read the IRS statement over, they're saying that the 16th Amendment not being properly ratified and recommending no public announcement of refunds. So they're saying that's what the commissioner had wrote to the district directors about the 16th Amendment, that it was not properly ratified. But as we go on, number three, investigations of that alleged IRS memo show it's not authentic. Fact checking. Organizations, lead stories, have analyzed copies of the supposed 1985 IRS memo and concluded that there's no evidence it is a real official IRS document. So, if you are going to use that as a defense when trying to get all your labor money back from the IRS, you have to reread the statement. You're going to have to go and dig deep for yourself within your own research of laws, because every time somebody wins a case against the IRS, they shut that law down and it goes hidden forever, how they did in Tartaria. Because Tartaria was mainly of an Caucasoid race on one side of the world. And then there was a whole nother Sun people race on the other side of Tartaria that they just totally erase, which they call it an ice wall, but it's not an ice wall, my people. It's when you wake up to who you really are. Anyway, examples of where text appears online. This exact phrase shows up in places like alternative news, fringe blogs, republishing a claimed IRS memo from April 4th, 1985. You can look that up yourself. PDF circulated in non-government resources asserting it was an IRS internal memorandum of trust. And what is the IRS? a trust. So, important. None of these are from the actual congressional record, IRS Internal Revenue Manual, IRM, or from the official Treasury publications, the United States Constitution, or any authenticated government archive. Now, if it was there, then it has been removed because too many people won cases using that statement that was found in the IRS manual or wherever it was found. It was removed from the congressional records. It was removed from the IRS Internal Revenue Manual. It was removed from the official Treasury publications. It was removed from the United States Constitution and any other authenticated government archive. Anytime somebody wins a case, they remove the law that helped them win the case because law takes somebody deep. You have to be studying it to win a case. And if you're not studying the law, which is the law, a circle is the law, but paper is two-dimensional, which you write the law on to enforce it in the public and in the private. So, why this matters? Legitimate government publications, IRS manuals, congressional records, Treasury documents are archived and searchable in official databases like governmentinfo.gov, irs.gov, and congress.gov. So you can go and find these places. You can go to the law libraries. You can go wherever you need to go to find the statements and case law for your case. It's not based on anybody's case because your jurisdiction is always different from the person right next to you, standing right next to you. The quote instead originates from documents of questionable pro province, province. You have to prove the questionable statement. So you go back to the IRS statement, you reread it, you question it. Now you have to get provable evidence why they should pay you back all your labor and then some in gold and silver or the precious metals of this universe. You're the land. They have to pay you back any way you ask for it. So if they can't pay you back in Federal Reserve notes, you ask for the gold and the silver. If they can't, if they trying to skate around paying you gold and silver, then you're going to ask for your credits that will allow you to purchase what you need for whatever you're doing for your state. It has to be something grand. So it's questionable provenance, okay? Often used in tax protester or sovereign citizen claims, and these have been debunked by fact checkers. So you can't walk into their courtroom at the Supreme Court paying all that fucking money to even go and make a case against a nigga. You are going in, if you paying $400 to $500 to go into the Supreme Court and create a case, you are going in to win. You ain't going in willy fucking nilly like some of these niggas went into Supreme Court, paid all their money and lost. That's some bullshit. Straight up. Now, if you want to verify official sources yourself, here's how you can check. Internal Revenue Manual, IRM. You can go to the website. You can go to the Congressional Record website. You can go to the U.S. Constitution website. You can go to the Law Library website. You can go or walk the fuck into these places if you have to. So basically, Official government sources for the phrase you asked about, we will not publish or advertise this finding as a total immediate refund, or it would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. So, what I can confirm from the authoritative research and searches, this quote does not appear in any official IRS materials, the U.S. Constitution, or the congressional record. They've searched credible sources and found no record of that specific language in any of the following: IRS Internal Revenue Manual, IRM, the official guide used internally by the IRS to administer tax laws, IRS official bulletins, instructions, or policy memoranda, the U.S. Constitution, the congressional record, the official transcript of data of debates and proceedings in the U.S. Congress. So the congressional record is based on debates and proceedings, which are connected to case law, which is you walking in to their court. Now you can create your own court, and you can fight from one court to the next court instead of fighting as the executor or the trustee, walking into a court. That's a trustee walking into another person's court. So wouldn't it sound much more fucking right, where you have your court against versus their court? It doesn't really matter how you want to do it. But if you're going to go in as you or the executor or the trustee over the insligas, you got to go in with a lot of shit straight up, because you're defending all the property of the insligas. Now, if you put the insligas into the trust and you fight the trust goes in fighting the court. You can do that too, because the court is a trust. But if you're going to go in like that, you're going in privately, and everything is done with a non-UCC, because that's private. But when you want this shit public, okay, and this is dealing with the IRS, you want this shit public, okay? So, basically government databases such as um, govinfo.gov, irs.gov, and congress.gov do not show this phrase or any official federal document containing it. No authenticated sources places this phrase in any officially archived government record. Therefore, the state does not come from a genuine IRS or Treasury memorandum, constitutional text, or congressional proceeding. Okay, so you have to look all of this shit up for your damn self. Nobody can really do it for you. And if they do, they have to charge you, because that's taking time for you to become rich. Because this whole process is to become rich straight up, beyond your wildest fucking imagination. You know what I'm saying? So, where the quote actually appears, the phrase only appears in uncorroborated and non-governmental sources, typically on websites promoting alternative or fringe theories. These sites publish an alleged IRS memo from April 4th, 1985, attributed to then IRS Commissioner Roscoe L. Egger Jr., claiming an internal funding about the 16th Amendment and a directive not to publicize it. So that the directors gave him orders to not publish the whatever the fuck that IRS statement is saying. So they chopped his ass down and stopped him, and he had to, because he was under order, because he worked for the corporation straight up. So some examples we got: reproductions include sites like online newsletters and conspiracy blogs posting the alleged memo text. You got the Operation Disclosure official reproducing the 1985 memo text that contains the contested line. You got the PDFs hosted on independent or fringe pages presenting the same alleged 1985 letter. You got copies circulating in the Sovereign Citizen or the tax protester communities. So, you know, they are playing it off as if, what I just said, even if this is true or not true, you will never know until you go and try to get your own fucking labor back from the system. So, the versions are not found on official IRS or Treasury archives, nor can they be traced to any authenticated government repository. So you would have to look up repository because repository is a deep word, my people. Independent fact checking shows that memo is fake. They're saying that the memo is fake, my niggas. They saying that shit is fake. So an independent fact check by Lead Stories examined the circulating 1985 IRS memo and found there is no evidence in the IRS archives on an April 4th, 1985 memorandum matching that language. The IRS itself could not locate any such document when searched. The individual attorneys and cases referenced the Indiana case mentioned to do not align with records in the public court system. Officials who've seen the claim have called the alleged memo a forgery, often tied to tax protester claims about the 16th Amendment. This is the strongest authoritative debunking available on the phrase origin. Now, I bought my own fucking Constitution book that I carry with me everywhere the fuck I go. So I got to go back and check the 16th Amendment and rip this shit apart for myself, straight up, because, you know, the system right now, the people who are in the system that have taken it over are rewriting the script straight up. So if you're not in your own court, state, or trust right now, they're rewriting your life for you. You are just a part of their trust. So you have to pull yourself out of their trust, which they will truly kick you the fuck out when you go through the Social Security Administration. You know, it's a deep, the rabbit hole gets deep, my people. What does this mean? The phrase you asked. We will not publish or advertise this funding as a total immediate refund, or it would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. They can't pay you back. They don't have enough money to pay back all the people that they have robbed here in the Western and Eastern hemisphere, because it's all one fucking hemisphere, up and down, straight up. And if it's going clockwise, it's east. And if it's going counterclockwise, it's west. So, um, does not appear in any official U.S. government, legal, or tax government, such as the U.S. Constitution, the IRS Internal Revenue Manual, either official records, publications, a congressional record, any authenticated Treasury memorandum, or directive. It doesn't appear. They said it is only found in unofficial online reproductions. So, my people, you're going to have to pull out your own laws on trying to recoup. That's why niggas is selling a class. Whatever they selling in the class is what they did at that point in their history and time when that happened. Won't happen now because they have hijacked the system already. They have already changed up a lot of laws. So all the shit that was used 5 to 10 years ago cannot be used right now. Straight up. Okay. anything that is crystal clear right now that an idiot can see is getting erased. Believe what I'm fucking telling you. So I'm going to come back to y'all with this. I'm going to hit y'all up. I'm going to hit y'all up. I'm going to hit y'all up. Hopefully I could, you know, try to be where I left off at on it. But I'm about to hang up real quick and I'm going to come back maybe 25 minutes later, something like that, or maybe 10 minutes later. But my people, stay one, stay up, stay strong. 407-300-5377. This is the United States Private Enterprise Free State. USPEFS is the acronym, my nigga. So, you know, y'all got to get it and get it when you can.